Hello, good evening students. My name is Divya and I welcome you today in the session of Companies Act whereby we are covering the MCQs of Companies Act for the upcoming SEBI Grade A examination. Please let me know if I am clearly visible and audible to you so that we can quickly begin with the session. Okay, so I think all clear. Okay, so here I go with the question number 1. Good evening. Good evening, Afsha. Good evening, everyone. Okay. According to according to the section 174 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013, hold on. Okay. According to the section 174 1 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013, what is the minimum quorum required to validly hold a board meeting? Minimum quorum required to validly hold a board meeting. Now this question we have done in a multiple times in previous video in a multiple way, whereby we have been discussing the quorum for the board meeting. Okay, so I hope you all remember the answer here now. Okay, so the right answer here is option number B. 1/3 of the total strength or 2 directors, whichever is higher, is the minimum quorum required to validly hold a board meeting. Okay, all right. Nilesh, the right answer is option number B. Under section 177, the audit committee shall act in accordance with the terms of reference specified by who? SEBI, central government, board of directors, NCLT, or shareholders. Question number B. Question number 2, everyone. As audit committee is the committee of the board, so it act in accordance with the terms of reference specified by the board of directors. Okay, it is mentioned under the section 177 of the Companies Act. The audit committee is required to function according to the board of directors. Okay. Question number 3. Which committee is responsible for ensuring that the company has diversity in gender, skills, and experience on its board? Which committee is responsible for ensuring the company has diversity in gender, skills, and experience on its board? Very easy question. Under section the right answer is Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Okay. I hope it's clear. Okay. In case of resignation of an auditor, a casual vacancy must be filled by the board within 30 days. And the appointment must be approved by the members within how many months? So the question would have been also could have been also for this, but here they are asking this and they could have asked both also. Okay, so be aware. Question number 4. Okay, Rahul says option number B. Absolutely correct. 3 months. Okay. Under section 148 of the Companies Act 2013, the cost audit must be conducted by a cost accountant and the cost audit report shall be submitted to who of the company? Question number 5. Since audit committee worked on the terms of board of directors, so the audit report shall also submit to the board of directors of the company. Absolutely correct. B. Okay. The cost audit report is submitted to the board of directors of the company only. After that, it goes to the central government within 30 days with explanations as per the section 148(5). So the correct answer here is board of directors only. Okay. Okay. उसके बाद जाती है वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के बाद पास है ना. Okay. Which of the following statements about Comptroller and Auditor General of India powers in auditing government companies are correct? CAG appoints auditors of the government companies. CAG can conduct a supplementary and test audit. CAG must comment upon or supplement the auditors within 30 days. CAG comments must be placed before the AGM along with the auditor's report. Question number 6. Which of the following statements are correct over here? Okay. In option, there will be also an option for the incorrect one. So please carefully read the question. Okay, so Rahul says the option number B is the correct answer, whereby 1, 2, and 4 is mentioned. Can you tell me why C is an incorrect option and what is the correct answer with reference to the option number, statement number 3rd? Okay, so the correct answer is B only, 1, 2, and 4. CAG must comment upon the CAG CAG must comment upon the supplement of the auditor reports under the 60 days. 60 days would be the right answer over here under section 143 subsection 3. Yes, absolutely correct. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next. Which of the following statements regarding the rules for issuance and redemption of preference shares in India are correct? What are preference shares? If anyone, please answer me in the live chat. What do you mean by the preference shares? A company is not allowed to issue irredeemable preference shares. Preference shares must generally be redeemed within 20 years from the date of the issue. For infrastructure projects, the redemption period may be extended up to 30 years with at least 10% of the shares redeemed annually after the 28th year. Anybody? Sixty days is mentioned for that. Absolutely correct. So question number 7. Very good, Rahul. The right answer is D. All three statements are correct. Okay. Preference shares are the type of shares which give investor preferential rights compared to the equity shares. Okay. Okay. Preference shares gets dividend first before equity shareholders, and if the company shuts down, preference shareholders are paid before the equity shareholders. Okay, very good. Which of the following statement regarding the debenture redemption reserve is incorrect? Okay, incorrect option is asked, not the correct one. So you have to be very clear with the concepts of the DRR over here. Question number 8, everyone. DRR is created from profits available for dividend. DRR can be used for redemption of debentures only. DRR is mandatory for the convertible portion of debentures. In partly convertible debentures, DRR is required only for the non-convertible part. Companies must maintain DRR until the full redemption. Question number 8, everyone. Please answer. So option number C is incorrect over here because DRR Absolutely, Kajal, you're correct over here. Option number C is incorrect because DRR applies only to the non-convertible portion of the debentures. Correct. DRR applies only to the non-convertible portion of the partly convertible debentures. Correct. Very good, Kajal. So C is the incorrect option here. Therefore, it's the wrong answer. So DRR is a mandatory reserve that certain companies had to create out of their profits to ensure that money is available for redeeming debentures when they mature. Okay. Okay. Which of the following statements are correctly which of the following statements correctly describe the rules and consequences related to non-payment of the declared dividend? A company must pay a declared dividend within 30 days from the date of declaration. If the company fails to pay the dividend on time, it must pay 18% per annum interest on the unpaid amount. This we did in the previous session also. Directors who knowingly default may face imprisonment up to 2 years. So people who are attending sessions regularly will definitely be able to give the answer for the question number 9. You need to tell me the correct statement over here. Why do you think the third statement is incorrect, Rahul? Actually, the correct answer here is option D. All three statements here are correct. Okay. Okay. Consider the following statement about the disqualification of the auditors. This question may seem tricky, so please read carefully. A relative auditor can hold securities in the company up to a face value of 1 lakh. An auditor who provides internal audit services to the company remains qualified. A person indebted to the company for 7 lakh is disqualified. A person convicted of fraud 10 years ago remains disqualified. So it's about the disqualification of auditors. You need to tell me the correct statement over here. Question number 10. Okay, so the correct answer for the question number 10 is option number E. 1, 3, and 4 statement are correct. A relative auditor can hold securities in the company up to a face value of 1 lakh. Correct. A auditor who provides internal audit services to the company remains qualified. It's absolutely wrong because internal audit services provide karna is prohibited for an auditor, and that is the feature for the disqualification. Okay, it is internal audit is prohibited service under section 144. A person indebted to a company for 7 lakh is disqualified. The limit is above 5 lakh. So since 7 lakh is mentioned, this is disqualified. A person convicted of fraud 10 years ago remain disqualified. So 10 years ago is the direct limit. Therefore, the right answer becomes the option number E, and this is the wrong statement. Okay. If an auditor of a company has reason to believe that an offense of fraud which involves an amount of dash or above is being or has been committed against the company by its officers or employees, the auditor shall report the matter to the central government. Amount of how much? Question number 11. Okay, the right answer here is 1 crore. Absolutely correct. Kajal, Rahul, correct. Point 4. A person convicted of fraud 10 years ago remains disqualified. कोई भी ऑडिटर अगर होता है, अगर ही इज कन्विक्टेड ऑफ अ फ्रॉड, तो 10 साल तक वो डिस्क्वालिफाइड रहेगा फॉर बीइंग एन ऑडिटर. ओके, सो 10 years अगो, मतलब अभी ही इज इन अ लिमिट फॉर गेटिंग डिस्क्वालिफाइड, तो 10 year ही उसकी लिमिट है. सो सिंस दिस इज 10 year, दिस पॉइंट बिकम्स करेक्ट. ओके, आई होप इट्स क्लियर नाउ. And the right answer here is 1 crore. Everybody is correct. Okay. The auditor can be removed from his office before the expiry of his term only by a special resolution of the company after obtaining previous approval of who. This can also be an ordinary resolution, so you have to pay attention over the statement or over the words used here. Okay, question number 12, everyone. Okay, okay. So everybody says 12C, Rahul, Kajal, Anjali. The right answer is C. Please um, tell me if your doubt for the question number 10 is clear. Okay. Okay. The central government is the right answer. Absolutely correct. Okay, an auditor appointed under the Companies Act can also provide the investment banking services to the company. In case of failure of the board to appoint the first auditor of a non-government company within 30 days, it shall inform the members who shall within 90 days at an extraordinary general meeting appoint such auditor. You need to tell me the statement. If both are correct, both are incorrect, one is correct, only two is correct, and none of the above. Okay, Rahul, thanks for the confirmation. Question number 13, everyone. Please read the statement carefully. In such, while analyzing such question, you need to also observe that where the examiner make the mistakes to make the statements correct or incorrect. Either not or can also or cannot provide, they can do, they can make the changes in here or here. Okay, sometimes they'll do this correct and this incorrect and this incorrect and this correct and this incorrect, so that statement would be considered as incorrect. So observe questions like that. Question number 13, everyone. Absolutely, Kajal, only statement 2 is correct. An auditor appointed under the Companies Act can also provide investment banking services to the company. There are certain services which are prohibited for an auditor to provide, under which investment banking services also come. Since this is prohibited for an auditor, this statement becomes the incorrect and the statement number 2 is correct. So the right answer is option number D. ठीक है? An auditor cannot provide investment banking, internal audit, management services, or similar engagements. So, investment banking comes under the section 144 of the Companies Act. All right. I hope it's absolutely clear. Question number 14. The first auditor of a non-government company must be appointed by the board of directors within how many days from the date of incorporation? Question number 14. Yes, Kajal, 13 is the right answer. Okay, so each one of you says the answer is board of directors for 30 days. The first director of a non-government company must be appointed by the board of directors within how many days? तो ये तो चलो option में इसी में आ गया. Anyway, for how many days? It is the 30 days. This is under the section 139(6) of the Companies Act. Okay, absolutely. E is the right answer. You would have get confused in these, but E is the right answer over here. Okay, absolutely. Rahul, Kajal, all are correct. Consider the following statements. The auditor has to personally attend a general meeting of the company and cannot attend through its authorized representative. An auditor appointed under this act shall provide to the company only such other services as are approved by the board of directors or the audited company or the audited or the audit committee. Good evening. Okay, so for the question number 15, the right answer over here is not B but D. Both the options are incorrect. The auditor has to personally attend the general meeting of the company and cannot attend through his authorized representative. No, but he can attend through his authorized representative. There is no such restriction for an auditor. The auditor appointed under this act shall provide to the company only such or other services as are approved by the board of directors or audit committee. So since they are not mentioning these services over here, there are certain services for an auditor which are prohibited to be provided. This makes these statements incorrect because for such services there is a requirement for the approval by the board of directors. Okay. 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 So D is the correct option over here. If an auditor of a company has reason to believe that an offense of fraud amounting to how much has been committed against the company by its officers or employees, the auditor shall report the matter to who? Question number 16, everyone. Very easy question. If you know the one answer over here, for example, the right answer over here is 16 ka D. Absolutely correct. Rahul, Kajal, both of you are correct. The mistake we commit here is that if we know the 1 crore, so you might get confused here. And also if you know the central government, so you can get confused in the other options as well. So be aware of both the options and जल्दबाजी में answer नहीं करना है. The option D is the right answer over here. I hope the session is going well. If you have any doubt, if you think that speed is very fast, please let me know. Under the Companies Act 2013, which of the following sources can be used by the company to declare a final dividend? Okay. Question number 17. You need to identify the sources. Okay. Only from the profit earned in the current year after charging depreciation and other required expenses. Only from the free reserves kept from earlier years making the required transfers, profit from the current financial year, and undistributed profits of the previous year after providing for the depreciation. Very good, Rahul. The correct answer here is C. Only from the capital related reserves, such as the capital redemption reserve or other reserves that cannot be used freely. Only from the premium related balances such as the security premium, other premium reserves kept by the company. The correct answer here is option number C because dividend are generally given from the profits of the current financial year. This is the key word, okay? Even if you would have known this, you would have made this question correct. And undistributed profits of the previous year, of course, after providing the depreciation. Very good. Rahul, Himanshu, Kajal, all are absolutely correct. Consider the following statements. An auditor appointed under the Companies Act can also provide actuarial services to the company. In the case of a government company, comptroller and auditor general shall appoint the auditor. Question number 18. What are actuarial services? Anyone? What are actuarial services? Kajal, Rahul, Himanshu. If any one of you can answer. Why D? Why do you think that option number 1 is incorrect? Because actuarial services is among those services which are prohibited to be provided by an auditor. Okay, that's the reason option number 1 is incorrect and option number 2 is correct. So this makes the option number D right answer. Related to insurance, absolutely okay. Actuarial services refer to the mathematics, statistics, and financial theory by the actuaries to analyze risk and uncertainty, mainly for insurance, pension funds, and long-term financial planning. Okay, okay. Everybody is correct. Very good, Rahul. Okay, the remuneration of the auditor of a company shall be fixed in its board meeting. A body corporate other than a limited liability partnership is not eligible for appointment as an auditor of the company. Question number 19. Okay. No, it's not C. A body corporate other than a limited liability partnership is not eligible for the appointment as an auditor for the company. This is correct. But the remuneration of the auditor of the company is fixed by the shareholders. Okay. It's fixed by the shareholders in the general meeting and not by the board of directors. Please remember this, very important. Okay. All right. Question number 20, everyone. Under section 184(4) of the Companies Act, what is the maximum penalty for a director who fails to disclose his interest in a contract or arrangement? Very important question. Question number 20. You need to remember that where in the auditors and audit committee the role of board of directors come and role of shareholders come, because majorly board of directors are responsible for major operations for the audit committee and auditors, but the remuneration is decided by the shareholders in the general meeting. Anyway, question number 20, everyone. Okay. बोर्ड मीटिंग में रेम्यूनरेशन फिक्स्ड होता है, दैट इज एन एक्सेप्शन फॉर द फर्स्ट ऑडिटर हिमांशु, अदरवाइज एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में ही फिक्स किया जाता है. ठीक है, आप एक बार चेक कर लेना, मैं भी चेक कर लूंगी. वैसे तो इट इज फिक्स्ड इन द एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग ओनली एंड फॉर द it is an exception for the first auditor. All right. Okay. But if you say, I'll check it again and I'll comment down that in the comment section with the correct answer. All right. Okay. Question number 20. What is the maximum penalty for a director who fails to disclose his interest in the contract or arrangement? The right answer here is 5 lakh. Okay. Okay. Which of the following does not qualify as a related party transaction under the section 188(1) of the Companies Act 2013? It says does not qualify. Sale or purchase of goods and materials, appointment of any related party to any office or place of profit, giving any loan or guarantee to an employee, leasing of property of any kind, selling or buying property. Question number 21. Okay, Rahul says it's C. Anyone else? Can you give me the reason, Rahul? Why do you think C is the right answer and what is the related party transaction? Okay. So C is the correct answer. Giving any loan or guarantee to employee is the correct answer because it does not comes under the section 188(1) of the Companies Act, and the other related party transactions which qualify are sale or purchase of goods and materials, appointment of any related parties to any office, place of profit, leasing of property of any kind, selling and buying of property, leasing of property, availing or renting services, appointment of any to any office or place of profit. Okay, absolutely. Loan to directors, loans, guarantees, investments by company comes under the section 185 and 186, and employee is not a related party. Therefore, it is not considered as a related party transaction. Employee is a keyword. With that also you can identify that since it is not a related party, this would be the correct option over here. Okay. Okay. Answer me in the live chat what is a related party and a related party transaction. Consider the following statements about the nomination and remuneration committee. It shall consist of at least three non-executive directors. At least half of the members must be independent directors. The chairperson must be an executive director. Which of the following statements are correct over here? Question number 22. Absolutely correct, Rahul. Again, Kajal. A is the right answer. It shall consist of three non-executive director. At least half of the members must be independent director. The chairperson must be an independent director under the SEBI listing obligations and disclosure requirement. Independent. Executive or non-executive director can be members of a nomination and remuneration committee, but they cannot be the chairperson. Okay, अगर यहाँ पे members होता तो ये correct होता और यहाँ पे independent होता तो ये correct होता, but since these both are not mentioned here, so this ultimately makes the statement incorrect. Okay, I hope you're clear with it. Moving on to the next, which of the following statement about issuing shares at a discount are correct? Question number 23. A company is allowed to, you have to tell me the correct statement. A company is allowed to issue shares at a discount to its creditors if it forms part of an RBI approved debt restructuring plan. Sweat equity shares are treated as an exception to the general prohibition on issuing shares at a discount. The penalty is not 10% of capital raised. The law says company plus defaulting officers pay fine from 1 lakh to 5 lakh. Identify the correct statement. Wait, there's some glitch. I hope it's visible now. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Kajal, for confirming. I'm sorry for that trouble. Okay, so please confirm me the answer for question number 23. Which of the following statements about issuing shares at discount are correct? Okay, so the right answer is here is option number A. 1 and 2 are correct. The penalty is not fixed at 10%. It is up to the 5 lakh. Okay. Penalty is up to the amount raised or 5 lakh, but it is not fixed at 10%. So option number A is the correct answer. Okay. Question number 24. Under section 186(2), a company cannot directly or indirectly give any loan guarantee or security exceeding of its paid up share capital, free reserves and security premium account without shareholders approval. What do you think is the correct answer for question number 24? How much percentage? Okay, fine. The related party transaction is any business dealing with between a company and a related party involving activities. Okay. Okay. Transactions with people or entities related to it, connected to it, like directors, KMPs, relatives of directors, KMP, holding company subsidiary, firms, private companies in which directors have interest. Absolutely correct. Okay. Correct. So question number 24. Yes. So 1 lakh is also not there, na? The penalty is not 10% of capital raised, but it is also मतलब indicating that it is not 10% of capital raised, मतलब कोई और percentage होगा. This is the wrong. Okay. This is also wrong. It is the capital raised or 5 lakh. Up to 5 lakh. Okay. Anyway, question number 24. The right answer of question number 24 is 60%. Under section 68, total buyback in the financial years shall not exceed how much of the company's paid up equity capital in that year. Question number 25 is the last question. Okay. For question number D, right answer is 25%. Absolutely correct. Okay. All right. So these are the 25 questions for the session of today. Next 25 we'll be doing in the course. And today is the last class for the Companies Act on YouTube. From tomorrow we'll be having session maybe of commerce and accountancy. And those sessions will be held by the Khushi ma'am. So stay updated and study well for this Companies Act and Commerce and Accountancy so that you can answer the tomorrow's questions, and you'll get the PDF right after this session on the Telegram. Please join our Telegram channel anujindal.in for the links and for the PDF of the YouTube live sessions. Okay, so thank you everyone for your time. All the best for your preparation. Take care. Goodbye.